Welcome to Kindcast. I'm your host, Chasmith, and it's good to have you here. Happy Monday, or whatever day you're tuning in. So today's story is another fun one, but aren't they all? Actually, I got this story from work just this past Saturday, which is pretty rad. I'm recording on Sunday for a Monday release. So it is a very fresh new story that I just got from some lovely customers at my job. So if you've been following along, you know I work in a restaurant and you might be thinking, oh, another bill paid for people, another dinner bill. And while yes, that did indeed happen, which was really cool to once again witness, because I actually got to ask the gentleman, who we are going to call Mr. Man today, some questions. I wanted to understand if paying for someone else's bill was something he did frequently, and if so, why, and how did he decide who to do it for? And it was really cool to learn about all of that. But what happened was, as I was asking him these questions, it led me to sharing with the table why I was asking and where my curiosity stemmed from. And then someone else at the table exclaimed that she had an act of kindness story to share for me. So here we are. So this story comes from one of our semi-regular couples, Alexis and Nick, who were out to dinner with Mr. Man and his wife. Alexis was the one who exclaimed she had the story for me. And it all started like this. About 7 years ago, Nick was a personal trainer, working mostly as an independent contractor type trainer for various gyms in the area. And one day, he got a new client. And she turned out to be this wild, fun lady who just rolled up, as he explained, in a powder blue Mercedes. And apparently Nick and this client hit it off, quickly became friends, and eventually she and her husband, Mr. Man, would occasionally go out with Nick and his wife, Alexis. And one night, while they're all out to dinner together, Mr. Man basically looks at Nick and says, "Ever consider wanting your own gym?" He continues on to explain that he would be willing to invest in Nick and help Nick buy a gym or a building to turn into a gym so that Nick could basically nurture and invest in his own business moving forward. So this was a big offer and they didn't take it lightly. Nick and Alexis explained that they spent like the next month pondering the offer. It felt like a dream come true, but perhaps also too good to be true. Their friends insisted that Mr. Man was probably scamming them because why would anyone do something that kind for someone else? And why Nick? But in the end, Nick and Alexis followed their gut and they took Mr. Man up on his offer. And not only did Mr. Man invest in his own finances to purchase the building, but he was right there working his butt off alongside them, helping with the entire build out. Needless to say, that's now been 7 years. And as Alexis and Nick put it, it changed our entire lives. And it also created a lasting friendship between the two of them and Mr. Man that is still thriving 7 years later, which I got to witness firsthand as the three of them and Mr. Man's newer wife all spent the evening together, laughing and chatting over good drinks and food. And I asked Mr. Man what made him want to do it, and he simply said that he could tell they were good people, and he likes to invest in good people. And I love that. He also told me that when he chooses someone whose dinner he wants to anonymously pay for, it's usually just about energy, a vibe, or a feeling. Can you imagine someone who is simply the husband of one of your clients and decides to believe in you, invest in you, and ultimately help change the entire trajectory of your life and livelihood? Simply amazing. So please don't ever doubt that there's so much goodness in our world. Nick's gym is called Pure Fit, and it's a thriving facility in the New Smyrna Beach, Florida area. Apparently, it's doing so well that they're even talking about expansion. How cool is that? If you ever find yourself in the area, pop in, check them out, and say hi. It sounds like they're doing really great things, which is possible when you have the space and capacity to do them. I love this story so much, and I'm so excited to share it with all of you. And thank you, Mr. Man, for being yet another person who reminds us just how much good there is in humanity. And thank you, Nick and Alexis, for sharing your story with KindCast and all of our listeners. I know this is one of those really big acts of kindness, but as I always say, they all count, big and small. So maybe the question for this week is, what is one way that you can invest in someone or even yourself today or this week? And remember, not all investing is financial. It might be your time, your encouragement, your attention, your belief. Sometimes simply letting another person know, I see something in you, can change more than we realize. And if you have someone near and dear to you who you think could use a little dose of good in their day, please share your favorite KindCast episode with them. You never know when one little story might be exactly what someone needs to hear. And don't forget the link in the show notes to share your kindness story for the podcast. And until next time, keep noticing the good.